Hello there everybody, welcome back to the YouTube channel of JJ Prime Reviews. So today I will be taking a look at the Transformers Generations Voyager class Rhinox. No, it is not the Kingdom Rhinox. I don't have it yet. No, it's not. But anyway, let's get down to the review table and see what the big deal is for this figure. So let's get it on, man. Let's go! And here is Rhinox fully transformed into his Rhino Mode. And during that time when the Generations toys came out, the Thrilling 30 line, they gave us an official, a new updated version of Rhinox, and this figure was pretty good. I do have some major issues with this figure. I have some totally major issues with this figure. I feel like kind of brought down the grade for me, but anyway. But we'll get down to that when we get into robot mode, because the problems revolve around the robot mode, not the Rhino mode. But the Rhino mode does look really good, but my problem with the Rhino mode is that the colors are a bit too light. Because in Beast Wars, Rhinox was very dark brown. He is dark brown and with the gold horns. Yeah, the colors on the Rhino mode are not screen accurate to the one in the show, no. And I've seen Rhinox's Rhino mode in the show, and the proportions are not accurate. This is more accurate to a proper Rhino, but the proportions for Rhinox's Rhino mode in the Beast Wars cartoon, it doesn't look like this. The Kingdom one pulls it off way better, but but let's get in closer. We can take a look at the head sculpt right here. Nice head sculpt. It's a beautiful Rhino head sculpt. It looks great. It definitely looks amazing. I love the horns right here. Pretty cool. And the ears are done in a nice soft plastic. Do they have rotation? No, they don't have rotation. You do have some nice black paint for the eyes right there, and you can open and close his mouth. But if you open and close his mouth, he does have a visible head right there. So yeah, nice gold for the tongue. It looks a little weird. I prefer the Kingdom one because the Kingdom version has the red tongue, so that is more realistic, and I like that even better. And you got the white teeth right there. But yeah, it's a nice Rhino mode, but not without its flaws. So yeah, it's just the only flaw is that the colors are a bit too light. It should be dark brown, but it's not dark brown. But I think there was a version of this mold. There's another version of this mold where you can actually get a darker brownish Rhinox, I think, like a shinier bronze paintwork. I think that was a version. I think it was the Takara version of this mold. But I got the Hasbro version of this mold, and the Hasbro version, the colors are a bit too light for me, to my liking. But anyway, and you can see this whole butt flap section right here, with the tail is done up in a nice softish rubbery plastic, so you don't have to worry about breaking it. So, and you do have the robot mode feet just hanging out in the back. So there you go, and some robot mode bits hanging out right here as well. You can see his guts right there. So. A little bit of gold right here as well, but yeah, it's a nice Rhino mode. It's a beautiful Rhino mode. Yeah, articulation in Rhino mode, like I said, you can actually open and close his mouth, but if you open it too wide, then you're gonna reveal the head right there. So yeah, and you do have a little bit of swivel right here. I can use this this joint if you want to. Hey, it's a thing you can do. You do have a little bit of wiggle movement right here on the front legs. The back legs, you can't really do much. You can't really do much with the back legs. So yeah, I mean, now I will admit that this is a really cool looking Rhino mode. I think this looks really good. But to me anyway, the Kingdom Rhinox figure looks way better, and it looks more solid. It looks like a brick. But in Beast Wars, Rhinox was a brick. So, in Rhino mode, he was a brick. So, because his legs were like very wide, so and this one's like very narrow, and this is more in keeping with the scale of the proportions of a proper Rhino. So, yeah, but this one still looks good. You know, I still like this this guy's proportions in Rhino mode. But anyway, so let's move on to some size comparisons. Here is Rhinox compared with the Maximals from Kingdom. You can see how they scale with one another, and they look good together. I will say they look really, really good together. But what happens if you replace the Core Class Rat Trap with the Generations Deluxe Rat Trap in this comparison here? So here is the Generations Deluxe Rat Trap. So you can see how they scale with one another, and I feel like this Rat Trap is a little bit too big. So yeah, the Core Class Rat Trap scales better with the team, so yeah, he's a little bit too big. But anyway, so let's move on to the next size comparison. Just because here is Rhinox compared with his future self, Tenkor from the Generations toy line as well. So this is from Beast Machines, and yeah, you can see how a Rhino scales with a Cybertronian looking tank. So you can see. Yeah, yeah, Rhinox, yeah, he became smaller, you know, as a tank. But anyway, so let's move on. Here is Rhinox compared with the Generations Deluxe Class Waspinator, and I think we're gonna get a new Kingdom Waspinator in the future. I think so. So yeah, I can't wait for that to happen. I can't wait for that figure to be released. But yeah, I can't wait. But anyway, so let's move on. Here is Rhinox compared with the blah 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 blah, and my tongue has malfunctioned. Let's try that again. Here is Rhinox compared with the Kingdom Deluxe Class Black Arachnia, so you can see how they scale with one another. With the Kingdom Deluxe Class Paleotrex, with the Kingdom Core Class Vertebrake, and last but not least, here is Rhinox compared with the Kingdom Leader Class T-Rex Megatron. Yeah, so that is pretty much it for the Ultimate comparisons. Okay, so I think we are pretty much done with the Rhino mode itself, so let us transform Rhinox into his robot mode. So the first thing I would like to do is untab all of this. You want to untab the butt flap right here, just untab all that and just bring this up like so. So you got your clearance to untab all of this. So untab that, untab all this, untab all that, bring all this down, and first thing you want to do is just flip down the foots. There we go, flip down the robot mode feet, flip them down just like so, not all the way, just, you know, just flip them down until it's nice and leveled. And you want to take this whole entire section right here, just bring all this down, and this will just, you know, wrap around this section right here, and there you have a leg all done. The same thing on the other side, just bring all this down, and that will just wrap around that section right there. So yeah, some of the joints are pretty loose on my copy of the toy, but and we'll get into that once we done transforming him. So just rotate the waist 180 just like so. Yeah, freaking loose. I don't like that. But anyway, so because you want to take the bottom jaw, just remove this, and you want to untab all of that. You can see here there is a little T-tab right here that goes into a slot behind the head. So you want to untab that, and you want to take this entire section right here. Actually, you want to split this section right here, and you want to bring all this back just like so, and just make sure that they're flush against the back like that. Just bring down the arms, rotate them forward, and you want to open up this panel right here and flip the hands out and just close that up, and there you go. So just rotate this around, open that up, flip out the hands, flip out the hand. I said flip out, there we go. Just close that up, and there you have the arms all done. So you want to take these panels right here and just bring them over. It's on the double hinge, just bring them over just like that, and just bring them over just like so. And you want to take all this out like so. Okay, so now you want to take, now the instructions tell you to leave this like that, but no, it's gonna have him trouble standing. But so what I would do is just rotate this up just like so, and you can see the nubs right here just fit into those grooves right there. So I think that, you know, that's how you can actually make him stable. But you know, there you go, he's actually stable right now. So anyway, so now you want to take this section right here, is on double hinge. First you want to put down this crotch plate right here and just bend it at this hinge just like so, and just make sure that it rests right there on that section right there. Just close that up, just bring this down just like so, and just bring this down like so, and just rotate this down just like that, and just bring this back all the way to the back just like so, and there we go, and just close that up just like so, and then fill in the chest just like that, and straighten out his head, and just bring this down, bring the arms down. You can see there is this section right here just cut out for that section to go into. Just lock that into place, just lock that into place, and I think we're done. Are we done? Yes, we are done. So there you have Rhinox. Let me raise up the camera. He's not even gonna stand. So that's the one thing I don't like about this figure. He's trouble standing. So yeah, he has a lot of trouble standing, but once you got him to stand, if he can stand, man, this figure is a pain in the butt. Anyway, see, you see, he doesn't want to stand. He literally does not want to stand. Seriously, he does not want to stand. The knee joints are freaking loose. The hips are freaking loose, and I don't like that. Please stand, Rhinox. How dare you stand? Stand. I said stand. I don't want to spend 2 minutes making him standing. Stand. I say stand. And it's not even level. There we go. Just want to stand. There we go. Sheesh. So there you have. Stay standing. Stay standing. Anyway, there you have Rhinox fully transformed into his robot mode, and he does look good. He does look really good. It's just that, you know, the joints are super floppy, just super floppy. The leg joints especially, the hips are super floppy, the knee joints are super floppy, and yeah, and that kind of kills my buzz for this figure. I want to love it, I really do, but the trouble with him standing, it's just a pain in the butt. But the transformation is very nice and smooth, so he is an enjoyable figure to mess with, I will say. But he has a lot of trouble standing. The knee joints are freaking loose, and I don't like that. I mean, yes, you can tighten them up with some floor polish, you know. I think the hips are, you know, plugged in on the mushroom hinge. I guess you can actually tighten the hip joints, but yeah, and his legs look a little bit skinny to me. I don't know why, but they look very skinny to me, and yeah, it doesn't really capture the bulkiness of his legs from the Beast Wars cartoon. The Kingdom Rhinox looks so much better in the leg area and in the chest area. I mean, I like how, you know, the bottom jaw becomes the actual chest piece, but I think I prefer the faux chest piece on the Kingdom one because that makes it more, you know, screen accurate. So yeah, the Kingdom version is better than this thing. This thing is such a floppy mess. See? He sucks in standing. Anyway, so, but he's still a good figure, you know, he's still a good figure. He's a decent figure for what he is, you know. He looks awesome in his robot mode, I will say. Let's get in closer. You can take a look at the head sculpt. The head sculpt looks nice, you know, it's a very nice head sculpt, but some of the paint is being chipped off, unfortunately. So yeah, the gold paint is being chipped off. Nice that he has the Maximal symbols on his forehead. That's nice, and a nice red for the eyes. A bit of gold right here, some nice gold. The crotch plate, you know, with some black paints, you know, right here. I think this design is more in keeping with the IDW comics, so I think this is more of an IDW Rhinox, so it's not the screen accurate looking cartoon Rhinox from Beast Wars. No, it's totally different. So yeah, the Kingdom Rhinox pulls off the look way better, and I hope the Kingdom Rhinox can stand way better than this guy, because this guy, he kind of feels like a knockoff to me. Anyway, I don't know. My copy kind of feels like a knockoff. I'm sorry, but anyway. So now, articulation wise on this figure, the head is on a ball joint. He can do a full 360. He can look up. He can't really look down. The shoulders can do a full 360. It can move in and out. You do have a bicep swivel, and you do have an elbow joint about under 90 degrees of bend, and you don't get a lot of wrist movements because, you know, due to the way he transforms. You don't really have a waist swivel. I mean, you technically have a waist swivel, kinda, but it's a weird waist swivel. The legs, they can move up that far, can move back, only that far, and you can do the full splits. You do have a thigh swivel. You have a knee joint under 90 degrees of bend. The feet can actually move up and down on this hinge a little bit, and you do have a little bit of ankle tiltage right there. And I mean, he does have some nice articulation, but the leg joints don't really help with the articulation because they're super loose, freaking loose. And yeah, he doesn't really want to stand. He just doesn't want to stand. Yeah, I mean, he really doesn't want to stand. I mean, really doesn't want to stand. See, after I moved him, he's just, you know, has a lot of trouble standing. Anyway, so anyway, he can definitely hold his weapons. So his weapons, you know, they're plugged in together through the friction, so you can actually unplug them together and, you know, bring this handle over just like so. Just clip it into place. Bring this handle over, clip into place, and yeah. And these guns, these cannons look pretty cool. But they're not painted. Unlike the Kingdom version, the Kingdom Rhinox, the weapons are so much better in the paintwork and the detail. This one, completely bare. Yes, I know you can custom these weapons, you know, make it beautiful however you want, but for me, I suck at painting. I don't do painting. No, I can't paint my figures to save my life. That's why I need that Kingdom Rhinox, because that Kingdom Rhinox has the better looking weapons in my opinion anyway. So, and But these weapons do have a spinning gimmick. I do quite like the spinning gimmick. I think that's fun. You know, they do spin quite freely. This one doesn't really want to do it, but anyway. So yeah, they can spin pretty freely. So you can actually, you know, put these into his hands. I keep dropping them. Anyway, so just plug this into his hand just like so. Plug this into his hand. I think, you know, with the weapons on, I think it helps him, you know, to stand. So yeah, and that is awesome. You know, you can actually pose him, you know, with the weapons on him. So that's pretty cool. I do quite like that. But again, where's the paint? Nice molded in detail, but the paint is not there. So yeah, not screen accurate. Sorry. So this ain't screen accurate. I'm very sorry. But anyway. So yeah. Yeah, he kind of has the trouble standing, but anyway, so let's hope he stays standing, because we need to move on to some size comparisons. Here is Rhinox compared with his Viacon self. You can see how they scale with one another. This is Tankor, by the way, so yeah. And you can see Rhinox shrank when he became Tankor. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. But anyway, let's move on. Here is Rhinox compared with the Generations Deluxe Class Waspinator, with the Kingdom Deluxe Class Paleotrex, with the Kingdom Deluxe Class Black Arachnia, with the Kingdom Core Class Vertebrake, with the Kingdom Leader Class T-Rex Megatron. Yes. And last but not least, here is Rhinox compared with the rest of the Maximals from War for Cybertron Kingdom. So you can see how they scale with one another, and they look pretty good together, I will say. Yeah, Rhinox does fit. with the team, but I think Kingdom Rhinox would look way better with the team than this guy. So because it's more of a unified front, you know, it's more of a unity. So yeah, more uniform. So anyway, so let us see what the team looks like with the Generations Deluxe Class Rat Trap. And here is how the team looks like with the Generations Deluxe Class Rat Trap. And I don't know, I think Rat Trap should be a little bit smaller than this. I feel like he's a bit too big. He's a bit too big for a Maximal his size, because he's the smallest Maximal in the team. But anyway, so but they still look good together. They still look nice together. So that is pretty much it for the robot mode comparisons. Okay, so here are my final thoughts on the Transformers Generations Voyager class Rhinox. And I don't know, I really want to love this figure. I really do. I really want to love this figure. It does look awesome in robot mode. It looks great in Rhino mode, but the colors just don't do it for me. I'm sorry. The colors, I feel there is a little bit too light. You know, he's supposed to be dark brown. He's not dark brown in this figure. No. Kingdom Rhinox just pulls off the colors so much better. So much better. If you compare Kingdom Rhinox with the animation model, it just looks more accurate, you know. It's more accurate in terms of the colors, in terms of the design, like in the chest. The chest area looks way better in Kingdom Rhinox. It's more wide. This chest just looks kind of narrow and looks a bit skinny. I don't know. The leg joints, the loose leg joints. I think this is, you know, a widespread issue with this Rhinox. It's just that his leg joints are super loose, and he fails at standing. He totally fails at standing. But right now he's standing. Yes, he's standing in a really nice pose. You can actually pose him really well. And but sometimes when you plant him on the surface, he will fall down for you. He will literally fall down for you. So he will never stand. He cannot stand. Anyway, good articulation, but it could have been better. But so I hope that the Kingdom Rhinox has better articulation than this thing. Oh my gosh. Anyway, nice paint, but he's actually missing like paint here and there. Like I think he definitely needed more paint. No. I think the paint is good on this figure. The paint is really good on this figure. I do quite like the white paint on the toes for the Rhino mode. I think that's a nice touch. Oh yeah, the lack of paint in the weapons, I don't like that, because they look kind of bare, they just kind of plain. I don't like that. But I do like the spinning gimmick. I love the spinning gimmick on these weapons. They're really cool. I do quite like that. Transformation is nice and smooth, so it's definitely an enjoyable figure to mess with. But a figure that that I really I don't know. I just can't. I really want to love this figure, but I really can't love this figure right now because it fails at standing. It just fails at standing. I'm sorry. I'm just so sorry. And the chest does not look so accurate to the one in the show. It's just no. Kingdom Rhinox just looks so much better in my opinion. Anyway, so yeah. I will say it is an enjoyable figure to mess with, but it's not a figure that I really like, you know. So yeah. So with that being said, I am going to give Rhinox a 7.5 out of 10. I apologize, you know. I really want to love this figure. I mean, I like it, but at the same time I don't like it, you know. It's just, I don't know. So 7.5 out of 10. It's a decent figure for what he is. You know, he looks. I mean, he does look good in both modes. But I think once I have Kingdom Voyager class Rhinox, that Rhinox will take its place. This figure, I don't know what to do with this figure. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It just sucks in the standing. The loose joints just kind of killed it for me. I'm sorry. So he definitely needed a lot of improvement here and there, so yeah. Okay, so I think that is pretty much it for today's video review. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are completely new to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below, and while you're at it, click click that notification bell icon down below as well, so that you know when my new videos are up and ready. And yeah, oh yeah, one more thing. I've gotten people saying that Beast Wars is not part of the G1 continuity. Yes, it is, because if you watch the if you've watched the Beast Wars cartoon, the G1 characters appear and they were, you know, connected. You know, they were actually, you know, the Maximals, you know, the Arc appeared, the Autobot Arc appeared, the Decepticon ship Nemesis appeared. It's part of G1. It's still part of G1. It's still part of the storyline. It's not its own series. They still connected it to G1. So Beast Wars is still part of the G1 continuity. I don't see how Beast Wars is not part of the G1 continuity. I don't see how that works. So yeah, Beast Wars is part of the G1 continuity. Don't say anything else about it. Beast Wars is still part of G1, so it's still part of the storyline, okay? It's still part of that storyline, so yeah. Anyway, so I think that is pretty much it for me to say. So there you have the Transformers Generation Voyager class Rhinox. And this is JJ Prime signing off. Peace out!